Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome. It is Wednesday, June 26th. Prices of BTC are currently at 12,500 and some change, depending on which exchange you're on. It's a beautiful day. Since December, guys, we've basically crushed it with almost a 300% gain in BTC. Prices are just skyrocketing in BTC. So if you're not making money in this market, then really ask yourself, what are you doing? If you're not part of the Cryptosomniac community or any other community, really ask yourself, are you seeing the sort of information that we're providing, the kind of gains that we provide right here in the Cryptosomniac community? You can read these reviews on your own. You can come join our community by clicking the link below. It should say join the Discord lounge. And you can join for free if you want, or for the paid group, or for the paid members, which is where we have a ton of analysis. That's all these locked channels right here. Okay, every single one of these locked channels that you see, that's where all the the fun happens. Okay, and all these reviews actually come from those locked channels. All right, in the free lounge, I do provide some trade setups and my Bitcoin analysis, but nowhere near the extent of what I provide, my Cryptosomnia community. Yesterday, I stated that, basically BTC has been killing it, and some of our other trades, EOS and LTC, were already in profit, so we took profits. I think on LTC we took a loss maybe 3 or 4 days ago, a small one, but then we got into BTC because I explained right here. I wrote this big post that I've been researching about Bitcoin and its volume coordinating with Ethereum, Litecoin, Bcash, and it seems like the momentum and the capital flows are actually going more into BTC, and when BTC calms down, then slowly the other alts can push up. But for now, it's Bitcoin's time. Okay, so the best strategy that I'm employing is just riding the wave of BTC, and essentially going the extra mile to be able to not FOMO into other alts, and kind of keeping a steady pace at just trying to stay with BTC. All right, so with that being said, I would probably say if you are trying to get into other alts, it may not be the time, folks. I pulled up this chart right here. Here are some of the major coins out there, and you can see that Bitcoin itself has been outpacing all of these. This is Ethereum, this is Bcash, the yellow is Litecoin, the orange down here is BNB, and the light blue right here is EOS. Okay, all of these have been beaten by BTC. All right, and so 2 days ago, someone questioned why I sold off my position in BTC over here. Let me see where I mentioned that. Okay, so I was seeing some large distribution happening in Bitcoin, and I may have sort of prematurely judged that. But again, guys, I am a trader at heart, so if I see anything shaky that's going to sort of take away my gains, so I saw it somewhere around this region where I saw this candle right here basically showing potential shakeouts coming, right? But rather the shakeout already happened, and then prices kept on moving. I sold right here, and I rebought basically on the confirmation right here. Okay, I didn't miss out on much, but people keep asking why I do stuff like that. Well, because that's what trading is about. You need to understand when to take profit, and if things look a bit scary, it's okay to get out. Okay, so I had sold my position in profit, as you can see, with 2.8% profit, and then another 2% capital remaining by having my stop up a little bit higher. And everyone asks, like, why don't you just hodl and just see where BTC goes? Guys, hodling is not a strategy. This is why so many people lost money in the 2017 bull market, because they didn't know how to take profit, and then they just watched prices just bleed on the way down. That's the whole point of understanding technicals and knowing how to trade, is be able to sort of be risk averse and take profit, even if doesn't mean that you take as much profit. Profit is profit, okay? And you're never going to learn your lesson if you don't understand to not be tied to your money directly and hoping for more and more gains. All right, so when I close out this position right here with Litecoin a few days ago, right? Let's see where it was. Closing, yeah, right here. Closing price 133, average entry was 138. But this person didn't know that I also had a bigger Litecoin position in medium term. This was my larger position that I was holding for a few months, and that I got in around 128, so I was up decently. And even though I closed this at a small loss, my other positions, more than covered my losses, okay? I've been doing this for a long time, so I know how to cover my tracks when it comes to having, losing positions. I always make sure my losing positions are small, as you can see, okay? And my winning positions are big, okay? So for those of you who are sort of not understanding, when to take profit, when to be able to move from one alt to another, or rotate your capital but from an alt to BTC, come join the Cryptosomniac community, guys. You will for sure understand, more than just watching some lines on a chart. Any idiot can throw lines on a chart and just hope for the best. It takes a real technician to be able to understand market psychology, volume analysis, price action analysis, to be able to gauge that, hey, even if we are going up, it doesn't hurt to be able to take profit, okay? That's sort of what we do in our community, all right? So with that being said, let's get to the analysis, all right? Let me turn off these guppies right here. Okay, so this is something that I've shown before. I mentioned that there's, from starting of April, there was a nice consolidation, one nice push up right here, sideways consolidation right here again, and then another strong push up, okay? Then we had another consolidation right here, nice push up, sideways consolidation right there, and then another final push up, okay? So I think we're actually coming close to this sort of consolidation right in this region right now. And I think this chart best shows that, okay? So let me show you what I mean. Okay, so if we dial back on the weekly chart, okay, here's the weekly, right? Prices have been moving up in a very, sort of parabolic fashion, and you can now see that prices have exceeded past 9,600 close, 11,600 close back here in February, and now reaching up into this, sort of big previous support that may turn into a resistance due to the fact that we have not essentially tested this level pretty much ever, okay? So once we hit that 20,000 high, we bounced off this, twice, and then just ripped on through, okay? So that level comes right around anywhere between 13,000 and 13,800 or so, okay? And I think I've mapped that out somewhere on a different chart. But anyway, I'll show you guys that later. So anyway, the point is that, prices are heading up towards that 13,000 marker. And I stated that if we break 9.6, 11.7 will come easy. Okay, if we break 11.7, 13 will come pretty easy. Okay, and you can see both of these have come true. Go back and watch my previous videos. Okay, both of these have come true. Boom, boom, and number 3 coming up. All right, now here's where it gets interesting. Okay, if we start pulling back on the monthly, this is by far one of the strongest monthly candles that we've had in Bitcoin since maybe even the 2017 bull run, right? These candles closed, both of these monthlies closed right around 13.9. Okay, let me see exactly where it closed. Closing 13,880, opened 13,880. All right, so right around 13.8 is where things are going to get really interesting. All right, so if I sort of draw out levels right there, I'm gonna just draw that out for 13.8. Okay, so that comes up right around, let's see, right around there, let's just say, okay? That is the level that we are waiting for BTC, because that would imply that, you know, this is essentially going to be your little double top, if you will, okay? I'm not saying the double top is going to happen. I'm saying that these two monthlies right here, you know, open and closed right around that level. So watching BTC head up towards that level, that might be the area that you want to take profit in. Because if every single one of these levels has been broken on the way up, you know, this level for sure will have a lot of resistance, because on the monthly it has both these have wicks poking out. So if you're looking to take profit and you don't know, you know, you've just been holding your BTC and you don't want to see prices retrace, do consider, you know, taking profit right around that, you know, 13.5, 13.9 area. Okay. Again, not investment advice. You can do whatever you want. In my community, I make sure that everything that I do is known and visible. All right. You know, again, with the capital movement that we had a few days ago, where I closed out my trade like I showed you, right? I made sure that I got into BTC, which is so far the pack leader. Okay, here's how BTC has been faring versus other alts, other, you know, major cap alts. Significantly better. All right, I mean, it's not even a question, as you can see percentage wise, each one where these are versus where BTC is. So guys, even if it looks like temporarily that we closed out our positions prematurely, nothing wrong with profit taking, and also nothing wrong with getting in a bit higher for confirmation. All right, that's the whole theory behind that's the whole deal and, you know, skill behind being a technical analyst, a technician, is that understanding where prices could probability wise, you know, stop, and then you take your profit and then wait again on the next confirmation. All right, that's exactly how you want to play this market. If you don't know, you know, how to use technicals, if you don't know when to take profits, all right, it's okay to jump up a little bit higher, because remember that once you start forgetting, trading is not just about money, it's about the value of the technicals. The whole game changes, guys. You know, money will then be much easier to make, and trading will be much easier, because you keep you don't think from the standpoint of just gaining money. You think from the standpoint of the ultimate, you know, underlying part of the game, which is the technicals. Okay. Now here's something else that's interesting that I wanted to draw out. Okay, so remember I had the Elliott wave count right here in this chart. Let me show you guys. Excuse me. Here's the 3-day chart. Okay, I had the Elliott wave count like this: wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 up here, wave 4, wave 5, right? But I had stated that, you know, over here, since wave 2 was about close to about 46, 47 days, right? It would also be almost structurally correct to have wave 4 be the same amount. Wave 4 over here was only 2 or 3 days, and that's, you know, at least in Elliott wave counts, I don't think that's possible. Usually you have to have at least, you know, somewhere around the same days. It doesn't have to be exactly 47, but at least like 20 or 30 is fine. All right. Now over here, this is where the count can change. Okay, so if we assume that wave 3 and wave 4, or sorry, wave 2 and wave 4 need to be about the same size, this is where the count can differ. Okay, let me draw the wave counts. All right, so here's wave 1. Okay, wave 2. This could be wave 3, even stretching all the way to that 13.8 marker or so. All right, and then wave 4 could be that big sort of month or 2 month long process of going back down to, you know, either retest this previous low, come somewhere around here, you know, 92, 9300, or even, you know, much deeper down here. Okay, so if we do a And then, you know, wave 5 will obviously stretch out much further towards like 20,000 or 25,000, something pretty high, right? So if we do a retrace between wave 2 and the high of wave 3, say, you know, that 13,800 marker, or let's just say 14,000 is the top of the, or you know what, let's just do 13.8 because that's technically more sound. All right, we're gonna do about 13,700 or so. Okay, so let me turn these on right here. All right, this is where the fib levels come out to, okay? So the 618 fib, if BTC retraces, will come back down all the way to $7,300 to $7,400, okay? And that will probably be because this was a, you know, from here, this many days, right? I'm going to clone this and put this over here. So say we put in the top in the next few days, right? Right around the end of June, actually. Okay, so I'm gonna mark that out as well. Let's see where the vertical line is, end of June, right there. All right, say we put in the top of 13,800, right around that area, okay? And then we retrace for the wave 4. Wave 4 would have to end somewhere around middle of August, okay? And it would end right around this area. So I'm gonna mark that out too, okay? That's if we are following the wave 2, you know, length of time. It could obviously, you know, stretch somewhere in the middle, you know, end of July or beginning of August at some point, and then start that wave 5. But if there is going to be a significant retrace or a retrace at all for wave 4, that's kind of how it would look. It would fall into some of these fib levels or these previous support levels. Now, I don't see any real support between this bottom around 7,600 all the way to about, you know, 12.5, 12.6, wherever we are right now. Okay, I don't see any support in the way other than maybe this considered as an order block, so around 9,400. So that's a possibility too. But wave 4, if we were falling fibs between 50 and 618, would fall in this consolidation phase right here, around, you know, bottom 7,600 all the way to a top of 9,000. Okay, so keep this block in mind, folks, and we'll, you know, sort of mark this out separately. All right. So this might be the region over the next, you know, month and a half or so where prices might land if there is a retrace. I'm not saying there will be, because BTC has been on a tear, and I would not dare, you know, question its ability to basically shoot through 20,000. But I'm just saying that if this is the ending of wave 3, then wave 4 could come down here, and then 5th, you know, wave was right there. Because I honestly don't believe that wave 3 was sort of this right here, and then wave 4 is like a 2-day movement, and then this is, you know, wave 5 stretching up here. It's just logically not possible. It's possible, it's just that it doesn't really happen like that. You know, wave counts are rarely just so oblong and odd. So I would say, you know, consider something like this, okay? So with that being said, right, we now have targets to look forward to, okay? 13,000 and then 13.9. The reason we stated 13.9 again is due to the fact that this previous monthly right here closed right around that area, and so did the follow-up monthly open. Even though this wick on the monthly, you know, went much higher, the candles themselves closed much lower. And I guess you can make that argument about the weekly candle too. The weekly candle high is, you know, right around 19,000 flat essentially. So you can keep that in mind as well, okay? So all these levels, you know, you can start marking out on your own charts, guys. That's something that we teach in our community, is there's no such thing as blind following, okay? If you're not here to learn, then I suggest you don't join at all, okay? We don't have time to babysit people. There's a lot of smart people in our community, and they put in the work to make their gains. They ask questions, they read up on our massive education section, a trove of education material in there. We are always available in the community. Obviously, Jordan and I are from the US, so we do sleep, but we are up, whenever we are, and then we answer questions. Okay. All right. So with that being said, let's check out, oh yeah, here's another thing that I want to mention. Okay. This was the big trading range that I talked about, even yesterday in our community, in my private analysis with the community. The big trading range for Bitcoin in 2018 was anywhere between 11.7 down to about 5,500 or 6,000, right? This big blue block. Okay. Once we sort of came around this same trading range, we consolidated and then pushed on up. Okay. Now that we're pushing past this trading range, like I said, the real resistance levels are that 13K marker all the way to about 13.8, 13.9. Okay. So now that we're poking through that area, all right, something to keep in mind now is, if we do come back, we may retest this area as well, 11.7, which is the big trading range, as support. Okay. So these are all the different levels. I hope you're listening and taking notes on this, because those are the levels that you're going to want to look out for. Okay. If you're truly just in the hodl sort of nature and, you just want to hold forever, I guess I can't tell you anything, but if you want to be a trader investor who, wisely picks his sell points and wisely, picks his points to get back into the market, then you have to pay attention to the levels that I just stated. Okay. All right. Another thing that I wanted to show is Google Trends. Okay. Here is Google Trends. All right. I'm going to do this while you guys are watching so I can show you how I go about it. Okay. So here is Google Trends, and here's the search term of Bitcoin. Okay. Let's see. I want to show you something interesting. Okay. The past 12 months will show you that, obviously BTC is at an all-time high. And this is the past 12 months though. Okay. So in respect to the previous search terms, of course, this is going to be at an all-time high. But now watch something really interesting. Okay. Here's the past 5 years. All right. Here's that big run up in 2017, right? That we had all the way to that 100-point level where people from all over the world around December were looking and amazed at Bitcoin's ability to go to 20,000. Okay. Look at where we are right now, just at a measly 17 points, right? Most of the world, most of the media in America at least, is barely catching up to what's happening. And Bitcoin's already at 12,600, guys. So what do you think is going to happen when this pushes on up for the coming, year or two, all the way, maybe even, the next couple months, all the way into the end of the year, but I would probably say a good year, right? What do you think is going to happen when the search level hits this high again, right around 100? I think there's going to be a massive surge in price, and I think 12,000 is going to look like peanuts. Okay. But I don't think, we're going to get to that significant, 40, 50, 100,000 high that people talk about before getting a retrace first. Okay. Smart money always has a, smart way. That's why they're called smart money, of taking profits and pushing as many people out of the markets as possible to be able to create shakeouts, create fear, and generate sort of anxiety in humans to be able to collect and accumulate as much of the asset as possible. Okay. It's just how it works, guys. And so, with that being said, I think there will be sort of a panic sell-off where most of retail will hand off their asset to smart money, and then smart money will push it to higher highs. All right. So if you're trying to trade the market and you want to, sort of be able to take profit, at least you'll be ready for a retrace. Okay. That's the whole point, guys, of trading. Okay. All right. Enough talk. Let's get back to the analysis. Where is my chart? Okay. Here is Ethereum ETH USD. Ethereum is another one of our holds right here. I have it in my open positions, and I got in right around 240. And don't think, guys, that these entries are exactly when we got in and we were just asleep the rest of the year. We have been taking profits, guys, through all of 2018 bear market, all the way up here. As you can see, we didn't just wake up and start trading. All right, we've been doing this for a while, while the rest of the market was not doing anything. You can see we had BAT, we were trading BAT, we were trading Ethereum, we were trading BNB, Ambrosis, all these way back. Even in April we were trading these and we were having massive gains. So we've been doing this for a while. You can keep scrolling back all the way up here. I don't know, there's so many different trades. As you can see, RVN we were trading, got some nice gains out of that. Tons over here too. These trades right here, all of these were up massively at the beginning of the year around March. So you can see that we've been basically kicking butt in this market, guys. So if you are looking for a good group where you can learn and utilize our information to be able to pull the trigger on some buys or sells, go for it. I hope you understand that this is not financial advice. We just provide the best information that we can, and you can use that for your own purposes. Okay. All right. Here is Ethereum. Okay. On the daily chart, as I stated, once it starts breaking past 323 right here, which is this previous chop, okay, way back here in August, once it starts breaking past that, I think Ether has got a nice, strong movement on the way up, okay, all the way towards 390, all the way to $400. I think it's going to just skyrocket, okay? So definitely keep that in mind. Let's see how much we're up in Ether. Got in around 240, so right from here to here, we're up about 40%, guys. So again, if you're not making these kinds of gains, then really ask yourself, what are you doing, right? Most of retail will always make the same mistakes over and over, and they will never learn their lesson. If you don't want to make those same mistakes, come join our community, guys. We have a ton of analysis, an amazing community that is very supportive, very understanding of people from different levels of technicals, people from different levels of trading experience, and they're always willing to help. And of course, myself, I've been doing this for a while, so I put up multiple updates through the day for Bitcoin analysis. I explain exactly what I'm thinking. I explain, why I'm entering or exiting certain positions where. That's the most important part, right? You want to learn why things are being done, not just be told, like herd, like sheep that, hey, do this, do that, right? So I want to make sure that I always sort of educate and, help people understand what's happening so they can make the better decisions in the future and avoid mistakes, okay? So with that being said, Ether is breaking out of this, month-long consolidation that it had, and finally breaking up towards that 390, 400 marker right up here. Ether has by far some of the longest way to go in terms of gains to previous highs. All right, previous highs were somewhere around $1,300 or $1,400. Let's see how from here to 1,300. That's still about 275 to 300%, guys. So long way to go, almost a 4x multiple from here, if you are considering it, okay? So Ether is definitely going to be kicking butt, and I have Ether for not only the medium term right here, okay, that I showed you guys right here, and another thing that I do is I explain to my community all the long-term holds that I have. Here are every single one, okay? And I wanted to show you guys this because this is the kind of visibility and transparency that I have in my community, all right? Most people will just tell you that, hey, I have this or this. I even provide proof a lot of the times where, I explain that I'm in XYZ position. Let me show you guys right now, okay? So since you don't believe me. here's my other account. I have multiple sub accounts right here, all of these right here. And here's one of my other positions that I have in my July call contract. Okay, as you can see, I'm up about 42%. So don't think, guys, that I'm not exposed to different instruments of trading, that I'm not understanding of what's happening in the market. We do this 14 to 16 hours a day, folks. So I am very well aware, very well steeped into what's happening in the market, how to trade it, how to essentially be able to understand what kind of movements that are going to be projecting into the future when we're going to have retraces. All of this is imperative to becoming a successful trader, and I think our community employs all these skills better than most. Okay, so if you're trying to learn how to trade options, if you want to learn how to separate your portfolio between your short term and your medium and long term, if you want to understand how to do technical analysis, how to understand which asset is trending most, which one to get into, which one to get out of, all of this you can learn in our community by asking questions, by educating yourself. Okay, we're not a channel that provides signals, so if you're looking for just dumb advice, that's not us. Okay, you can go somewhere else, that's totally fine. But if you're willing to learn learn these skills, read all this analysis and ask questions, then this is a channel for you. Okay, this is where you will get smart. This is where you can talk to people about what's happening in financial markets. This is where you can start explaining to people, on crypto Twitter or these random trading view accounts that, hey, whatever you're doing is wrong. It sounds ridiculous. You can start calling these people out. All right. Okay, so with that being said, Ether is shooting up pretty nicely. LTC is obviously not doing so well. It's basically not moved at all. But guys, with LTC, as you can see, from this bottom of December right here, okay, all the way to this current area, we're up about 500% in LTC. Okay, while BTC, from this bottom right here, okay, let's see where that is, to this area right here, we're up only about close to 300%. Okay, so it makes sense that LTC needs to calm down for a little while until Bitcoin or other alts can catch up. So this is why I had stated that keep a close eye on this channel in LTC. Watch for this channel to hit at the bottom right here. Okay, this is the rising parallel channel, as you can see, that LTC has been traversing in. So watch this channel to hit the bottom, and then you can consider getting in, because once it touches the bottom, you can see every time it's touched the bottom, it's bounced off very sharply, So once it touches the bottom, I'll be looking to get in right here, and then ride this train back up. Okay. So we talked about the Google Trends. We talked about the monthly channel that I showed you, the trading range. I talked about the Bitfinex chart that I showed you earlier. Where did that one go? This one right here, how the wave count has changed, how we could be coming into a consolidation area in this high 12s, low 13 area, and then maybe potentially have that fourth wave pullback. I think, we also talked about this, where BTC has been the pack leader, and you might want to consider getting into BTC versus anything else, because clearly it's shown you enough, strength, pulling in enough capital, volume, and momentum from other alts to push itself much further. I'm not saying that this story can't change, right? For now, it has not changed, okay? For now, it seems like BTC is taking the lead. And when this capital rotation happens back into these alts, I'll change my view too. I'll get into the other alts, okay? Nothing is definitive in, financial markets, guys. People ask, why did you change your point, your thinking method from a few hours ago till now, or yesterday till today? It's like, well, I mean, the market's changed, the structure changed, money flows constantly from one place to another. People move, bots, set different areas of, buying pressures and selling pressures. Of course you need to change your mind. Of course you need to be adaptable. It would almost be foolish if you keep one steady mindset and, you know, are adamant in not changing it. Okay. So really just think to yourself when you ask these questions, you know, oh, well, why is he just changing his mind randomly? No, it's not random. All right. It's wealth data. It's a process. It's based on data. You know, it's really just understanding technicals from the standpoint of doing this for a long time, where, you know, after a while, it kind of just becomes second nature, you know, and then you, the process of becoming a successful trader is, first, you need to probably lose a lot of money, make a lot of mistakes. Second step is probably make less mistakes, lose less money. Okay. Third step is not losing as much, mostly breaking even on your trades. Fourth step is, you know, breaking even and then making a little bit of money, not making as much mistakes. And the fifth and final step is making very few mistakes and making a lot more money. All right. That's really the trajectory of every trader. And you can look at my gains right here, guys. My trajectory is already in the fifth step. All right. I make very few mistakes. And even if I do, my losses are very small. And my gains are by far, you know, bigger than my losses. Okay. So you can check out this gains reviews channel. Again, if you want to join Advantage, guys, go to the Cryptosomniac website. The link should be below in this YouTube video. Click on that, sign up for a month, 3 months, 1 year. We're going to be here for a while. You know, so come join, guys, and you can get all this information right here and help you get on your way to financial freedom. All right. That's all I have, folks. Come join, and I will talk to y'all soon. All right. Take care. Cheers. Read these reviews right here if you get a chance. Okay.